Good morning Malta and Gozo, this is Bonġu News on Monday 24th April. On Friday night, Bonġu News exclusively reported new developments at YMCA Malta. YMCA CEO Anthony Camilleri has informed employees that he and the NGOs head of home were victims of an email received with fake allegations. Those accusations were aimed wholly to build a frame-up and were directed towards character assassination, Camilleri said in an internal email. You're all aware that all voluntary suspension carried out by the Chief Executive Officer and Head of Home have been revoked and reinstated in their original positions, Camilleri told his staff. The CEO said he wanted to put the employees' minds at rest and announced an emergency staff meeting to be held this week. In another email to YMCA staff on Friday evening, Camilleri announced the immediate dismissal of the NGO's head of the residential department. He added that at no point can this person be allowed to enter the YMCA Malta and/or YWCA Malta premises. YMCA Malta's head of home had faced anonymous allegations of sexual harassment, while CEO Anthony Camilleri was accused of not taking action. Camilleri and the head of home had temporarily suspended themselves from their positions following the VO Commissioner's announcement of an investigation. The NGO has not made any statements to the public since the allegations emerged in March and has left journalists' questions unanswered. A police investigation into the matter is ongoing. The proposed hotel and villa complex in Comino was only made for rich tourists, opposing NGOs said on Saturday. In a joint counter-exhibition in response to Healy Group's presentation of the plans, 7 NGOs highlighted the impact of the proposed developments. The organizations accused the developers of manipulating data to present a sustainable project that appears less impactful than it would actually be. The project has received around 13,500 objections filed by concerned members of the public, which the planning authority said it is still processing. Using Healy Group's published figures and plans, environmental scientist John-Paul Cauchi said that part of the complex will be built on untouched land. Cauchi noted this would lead to an overall increase in footprint of 13%, with Santa Maria Bay seeing an increase of 49% of building volume, along with a new pier. Now a quick look at the political parties' weekend activities. ADPD has slammed both Labour and the PN for having treated Air Malta as a cash cow and milking it dry for decades. What's happening with Air Malta is a prime example of how clientelism is king in Maltese politics, ADPD chairman Carmel Cacopardo said on Saturday. He said PNPL have consistently joined forces to resist electoral reforms because they know that the pluralist parliament will mean an end to their nepotistic and clientelist politics. Opposition and PN leader Bernard Gregg said on Saturday the government had only to blame itself for the current state of Air Malta. Gregg pointed out that the EU Commission had agreed to a plan proposed by the then PN government in 2012. He said that Finance Minister Clyde Carana had recently admitted that Labour had abandoned this plan when coming into power in 2013. In his Sunday speech in Rabat, Prime Minister Robert Abela called the PN an opposition of press conferences that are nowhere to be found when implementing change. Referring to the PN's sporadic walkouts of Parliament, he said, when it doesn't go their way, they leave the room. Last week, PN MPs walked out of Parliament after the Speaker had turned down their request for an urgent debate on Air Malta. And the weather today, sunny at 22 degrees, and apparently it's going to be sunny and warm throughout the week. Have a lovely start to it.